Hello? Hello? Hi. You have to go on. I'm on now. Hello? Hello, I can't even hear myself. Come. Okay. I'm trying to. Uh-huh.
Okay. This is a channel page. Sorry. Say you should manage videos. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
People would not be able to hear you. Waiting for your guest.
Okay.
Or you won't be able to hear people.
But she's not connected yet. Hello? If you go to live, that place they put live videos and all that. Then you go to live. But hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I can't
Good.
see you, but I can hear you.
Oh,
Hello, Maria.
hello. Can you see me now?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, it took us a while to figure out how to connect live. So it's new to us. Hello, but I can't see you. I don't know why I can't see you.
Oh, I can see you and I can hear you.
Huh?
I can see and hear you. I can see you and hear you. So I'm not sure.
You said I should click what?
I said I can see you and hear you. I'm not sure why you're not seeing me.
Yeah, but I can't see you. That's the thing. I don't know how to. So, everybody, welcome to our live channel. We are sorry. We are trying to figure out the whole thing, but come, let me see if we can figure out. We can see you, but I'm not seeing you right now. I'm supposed to see you. How do we do it? I can't see her.
I think it's her own network.
I think it's your network.
Okay, let me log off and join back and then see if it works.
Okay.
How is it supposed to?
Yeah, it's fine. Maybe you should on the phone.
It's not like what this now.
It's okay. It's better than.
So she come back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello. Turn it on. If you can hear me, type in the chat box, say hello. Okay, so you can see both of us. Okay. Okay, so Maria, can you hear me now?
I can hear. Yes, I can.
Okay, people say they can see us. If you can see both of us, just say hello. Yeah. So welcome to our live show today. Maria, I can't see you. Okay, thank you. Hello, Maria, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay, they say they can see both of us. It's okay.
That's fine. We can just go ahead because I can see you and hear
Okay,
you.
so welcome everyone. Welcome to our live show today. And it's good to see you. It's good to have you here. Maria, can you tell my name is Chidinma Kalu. I'm the host of today's talk show. I own a travel agency in Abuja, and I'm just I love traveling. It's my passion. I enjoy it. So one of the things I want to do is to make sure that people uh, know the right thing to do in traveling. A lot of people have made mistakes, and that's why we are bringing certified people like Maria that knows our onions in education route and other routes to Canada. So that's why we are here, and thank you for joining us today. Today is our median edition, and I know that we'll do much more than this. So I want to just open up the table for Maria to come in and share with us. We have 1 hour and 5 minutes has already gone. So Maria, introduce yourself and then let us know, and then let us go on. And if you have a question about you're traveling to Canada, different routes, just put the question up and then we'll get to you and answer you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chidinma, for bringing me on this platform. My name is Miriam. I am a licensed Canadian immigration consultant, and I have been in the immigration field for over 3 years now. So I have my own business, and today I wanted to come on to speak with students or people that are looking to come to Canada, students, regarding the new information. I know there's a lot of information going out about the new policies that came up. So today I'm here to clarify everything and to also speak about it as well.
Okay, so because there are several policies that Canada has actually launched this January, and a lot of people are confused about it. So we just want to we just want you to share some ideas and what it is, those policies. I don't know if we should wait for more people. I can see you now. So I don't know if we should wait for more people to join us or we should go ahead and I know why they join us.
I think it's up to you. We can, I don't know how many people are on now. We can decide to wait or we can just.
We don't have much people yet, but so what do you guys think? The people listening, do we continue or do we wait for others? And I think we should go ahead.
Okay.
And since Okay. I think we should go ahead. It can be pre-recorded, so they can always go back and listen to what it is.
All
So
right.
Maria, we want to know the different routes in which people can travel to Canada now. So the different routes and the different, and the different policies also that has been released by Canada, IRCC, I guess I think now concerning students in the different areas and how it affects international students, like people coming from Nigeria that want to be a part of, that want to travel to Canada to further their studies in as an undergraduate, as a master degree holders and all that, and how does it affect them? Yes, so let
Absolutely.
us know.
All right. Thank you so much for that question, Chidinma. So, as of right now, coming to Canada, there are different routes and different ways you can come to Canada. So, I'll
All
start.
right, your volume, hold on, I think the network, I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I cannot, your line is a bit breaking. I don't know. I don't know if it's from me, but I think I'm okay down here. Okay,
Okay.
so maybe you should try again and see
Okay.
if we can hear
So,
you
I
a bit better.
routes to come to Canada. There's a lot of programs, there's a lot of immigration pathways for you to relocate to Canada, right? So temporarily, you can come as a student, you can come as a visitor, you can come with a work visa as well, right? Can you hear me? That's weird. Can you hear me, bro? Maybe your voice, because I hear you fine. I don't know if it's because I can hear you fine. Okay. All right. So there are different routes you can come to Canada, like I was saying. So temporarily, you can come as a student, you can come as a worker, or you can come as a visitor. And then if you're looking to come permanently as well, there are also different pathways to come. You can come through the express entry, and then in the express entry, there are different routes. But today, I know we'll be sticking basically to study permits. Won't be diving deep into the other pathways because there's a lot of pathways, and if I go ahead and say all the pathways, we're not going to finish today. So permanently, you can come through the express entry as a permanent resident. You can also, right now, Canada is having over 100 plus pathways for provincial nomination. So each of the provinces have different pathways which you can come to Canada with. So you can also do that. There's also spousal sponsorship or family sponsorship. So if you have someone that's already in Canada, maybe your spouse or your family, they can also sponsor you to Canada as well. So these are pretty much the pathways that you can use to come to Canada if you want to pretty much come to Canada. But today I'll be diving deep more into the study permits pathways. Mm-hmm. Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I'll start with basically today we'll be speaking more on the study permit as I mentioned before. So for the study permits, as of January 22nd, the IRCC made a policy that if you're looking to come to Canada, you need to get a provincial attestation letter from the province. So now, who needs that letter is where the question comes in. So if you're coming to Canada as a post-secondary study permit applicant, or a certificate program, or a postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate, you would be needing this provincial attestation letter. If you do not have this letter, you would not be able to even apply for the study permit in the first place. So if you're going to be coming to school again as a post-secondary study permit applicant, which is an undergrad or post-graduate diploma or post-grad certificate, you would need this provincial. And if you, can you hear me? I think it's just from the end. Okay, okay, okay. Let me just go ahead because I have people in the chat says they can. So I think a lot of people in the chat can hear, so I can just go ahead. They say they can hear me. Okay, so can I okay. So they need, I just answered that one. So they need a provincial attestation letter. And I was just going to add as well. So the people that wouldn't need this letter are people who are coming to do a master's degree program or a PhD program or primary or secondary school students. So these are people that would not be needing this attestation letter. Or people who are already in Canada that are applying for extension of their study permits, they would need this attestation letter. But all other students that are coming for undergrad, postgrad certificates, or postgrad diploma will be needing this attestation letter. So the new policy, basically, as of right now, IRCC is not taking any study permits applications because the provinces are still figuring out how to issue these provincial attestation letters. But however, they have till March 31st. So we have provinces who have already started issuing these letters. So provinces like Alberta and British Columbia, those provinces have started issuing this attestation letter to students. So usually when they get that attestation letter, then they can go ahead and then apply for the study permits. So those are pretty much the few impacts it would have. Like right now, they're not accepting any applications. So any applications that sent now without an attestation letter will be returned back to the applicants. Okay, so perfect. Good question, Basi. So you should already have gotten the acceptance letter or admission letter, offer letter, sorry, from your school. Now, if you've gotten that offer letter from your school, you should then email them, or they should have emailed you regarding the attestation letter when you will be receiving it. However, if you haven't heard back from your school and you have an offer letter or letter of acceptance from your school, you should reach out to the school and ask them for the attestation letter, because some provinces, like I mentioned, like British Columbia and Alberta, have started issuing this attestation letter. So if you have an admission letter from any of those schools, you can any of those schools in those provinces, you can email the schools and ask them when you'll be getting the attestation letter. So under the new policies, there are two things that change. So as of January 1st, 2024, there was a new policy for the proof of funds if you're coming to Canada. So if you're coming to Canada now, you would have to show a proof of funds of $20,635. So before in the past, you just had to show 10,000 in addition to maybe let's say the tuition fee. But this year, January, was changed. So now the proof of funds has increased, doubled up. And then you also have to show, so in addition to that 20,000 to 635, you have to also show that you have the necessary tuition. So it will be 20,635, which covers basically your expenses in Canada, your accommodation and everything, in addition to the tuition fee as well. So you have to show that and whatever the tuition fee would be. So they just that's a very good question. The attestation letter has just is a new requirement that's just rolling in. On my end, I haven't heard of anyone being denied. The thing is that there is a cap on it. So let's say as of right now, sorry, can you guys hear me? I can hear you very well. I don't know. Yes, I can. Okay. Okay, let me just go ahead to answer the question. So, 2024, IRCC is aiming to grant a maximum of 360,000 new study permits, and then out 106 92 will be allocated for college and undergraduate students who require this attestation letter. So on my end, I don't think they will be denying attestation letter. The only thing is if you don't get the attestation letter, you would have to either defer your admission because they have probably reached the cap, or they might just move your admission to the next intake session or something. So I haven't heard of any denial of attestation letter. The only thing that I think would be happening is you might be asked to defer your admission because they've reached, maybe the school has reached the cap on the amount of attestation letter they have given out for either the quarter or the year. Very wonderful question. Thank you for that question. So the postgrad work permit right now, this is also part of the new policy. So if you're enrolling in a public-private partnership college program, you will not be eligible for that postgraduate work permit moving forward. So let's say you're coming to a school that is a private college that's only partnered with a public college, right? You wouldn't be eligible. But if you're coming to a normal public college or a public university, you would get that postgrad work. And then the other change with the grad work permit is that if you're coming to do a master's, even if your master's is a 1-year program or a 2-year program, you will be eligible for a 3-year postgrad work permit. And yeah, so those are pretty much the new policies with the postgrad work permits. So you have to always verify the school you're coming to make sure that there's postgrad work permits issued after, because some schools are no longer eligible for postgrad work permits in the new policy. Not to my knowledge. I don't think Canada does visa lottery. I've never heard of visa lottery for Canada before since I have been in the immigration space.
Okay. So, Maria, I heard that British Columbia has actually banned or closed their route for international students for 2 years. What does that mean? That you can't get admission into the colleges in British Columbia, or what?
I did not hear of that policy. So it would depend on the school again, like I mentioned. So let's say if the school is a public-private partnership college, you wouldn't be eligible for postgrad work permits. However, there's still British Columbia schools in British Columbia that are still offering, that are still admitting students, international students. It's just that you have to get the provincial attestation letter in order to apply for the study permits.
Oh, okay. So they didn't close it down for all international students.
So it's
Because
not.
the way they put it, they just say that British Columbia is not accepting. That means don't believe whatever thing you read on the net.
Because they're
Okay, so
stressing
somebody
that.
just asked, what are the policies for bringing in dependents?
What are the okay? So for bringing independence, so IRCC only said in the coming weeks, eligibility for work permit for your spouse or common law partner of international students will be updated. So there is no announcement on that. They just said that in the coming weeks there will be changes if you want to come with your spouse or your common law partner if you're a student. So they only just said in the coming weeks. So if you're already here, or if you have someone that's in Canada as a student, they're still eligible to bring their spouse or whoever they want to bring right now as a spousal open work permits, right? So we don't know when those changes will be in effect. They just said in the coming weeks. So it's better if you have someone that's already here that's looking to bring you in, it's better they do it right now.
Okay, so that means they are planning to stop the student route bringing in their spouse.
I think that's what they are trying to do. But however,
Just like what the UK people are doing right now.
exactly. But if you're doing masters, you're still good to bring someone. But if you're in undergrad or postgrad, work permits, postgrad diploma, they might be stopping it in the coming weeks. So we're just still waiting
Wow.
on that. Yes.
Wow. So if somebody wants to start now
Mhm.
and start, yes, is it possible to get into college by September?
Well, you can, if you get your letter of acceptance from the school and you're able to get the attestation letter, and you can submit your application definitely before July, August, you should be good. That's if you get your letter of attestation and if you get the admission as well.
Okay, so another question that I'm sorry, I'm going to be asking you most of the questions because we are just learning from you. So
Mhm.
another question is that what are the services your firm offers to students? So tell us what you can do for these people that are here, that are interested in coming to Canada. What can your firm do for us?
All right, thank you for that question. So my firm is an immigration firm. So we do all types of visa applications. So we do study permits, we do visitors visa, work permits, super visas, express entry. We do everything basically. And if you've had previous refusals as well, we would also dive deep and look into that refusal and see how we can help you or see how we can assist you in the next visa application. So if you already have a letter of acceptance from your school and you're just waiting for the provincial attestation letter, you can get in touch with me and we can start working towards how we can put in your study permit application.
Okay, so thank you. Somebody just asked, please, can you shed more light on why they increased proof of fund from $10,000 to $26,000?
All right. Thank you for that question. So first of all, the proof of funds was increased from 10,000 to 20,635. Why they increase that proof of funds? As we all know, things are getting expensive. The cost of living is getting expensive. I think most importantly was the housing issue. You know, houses were becoming very expensive in some provinces, not all the provinces. So I think that's part of the reasons why the proof of funds was increased. And I think they also wanted to put a cap as well on international students, because I think we're also facing an issue where international students were coming and they were not going to the school, or some were claiming asylum refugees. So they were just looking for all manner of ways to pretty much put a cap and try to lock down the system. So that's why they put a cap. That's why they increased the cost of living as well.
So if you come to Canada now and you didn't meet up the cutoff mark or whatever mark the school has put up for you, do they send you back?
When you say cutoff mark, do you mean like if they don't pass? Is that what you're
They
saying?
don't pass, yes, they don't pass their exams,
Okay.
and or maybe you fail to pay your school fees.
Mm.
Do they send you back?
So the way it operates
Do
in
they
Canada.
cancel your visa?
Okay, so the way it works, thank you for that question. So the way it works is, maybe let's say you come to Canada, you come to school, and you're unable to continue your tuition payments. Usually they send you emails and all that telling you to pay. If you're unable to pay, then what happens is that they then withdraw you from the program. So once you're withdrawn from the program, they would let IRCC know. They will notify IRCC that this person is no longer attending school. The thing with Canada immigration is that they don't chase you around, but however, you might be on implied status where you would not be able to do anything. You can't work, you can't do anything. So at that point, you'll be in a tight situation. In either you look for the money to pay the fees, or you try to work and go to school and see how you can make ends meet. But
Okay,
no,
so they are not definitely going to send you back to your country, to
they will
Nigeria.
back, but when it gets to a point where the visa and everything is expired, or if you try to renew and it gets refused or rejected, then there are issues where they can like send you, like maybe give you a removal order, or just tell you to leave Canada. But they won't come after you to chase you to leave Canada, but they will let you know that, hey, your application was not accepted, or you've been out of school for a period of time, you're not eligible for renewal, you have to leave Canada.
Okay, so another question is, if a student has already submitted their study permit before the new policies,
Mhm.
uh, are there any consequences or anything that should be done before done on their own end, like
No,
before the
no. So if they already submitted before the whole new policy, let's say the proof of funds now, right? The proof of funds came into effect as of January 1st, 2024. So if you
yeah.
submitted your application before January 1st, you're good, because they will still treat your application like the old or the former one where the proof of funds was $10,000. But if you submitted January 1st or after January 1st, or after the policy was announced, then your application will be treated as per the new policy.
Okay. Somebody just asked that I have a friend that applied as a student. He had already paid his school fees, then he was denied visa. Please, why was it so, even after paying his tuition fees?
Okay, thank you for that question. I cannot tell you why it was so, because I don't know what documents your friend submitted. I would have to look deeply into your friend's case. So please tell your friend to send me an email or go to my website and book a consultation with me, and I can look into why his study permit was denied. So what we can do for your friend, we can order. So there's a note we can order from IRCC. We can order that note because it was probably given a generic refusal reason, right? So we can order. There's a note you can order from immigration that states a detailed reason of why you were denied. So we can order that note for your friend. And then after that, we can look into reapplication, like if we're applying for your friend's study permits, depending on what the refusal reasons were. So please tell your friend to reach out to me, and we'll be able to work something out for him.
So if thank you, Maria. So if you are interested in working with us after this live broadcast, after the live stream, please send us a message, a direct message, and said, I'm interested, and your number, and what you want, the services that you want. And we will send it to Maria and your number, and we'll connect you to her, and then you can work directly with her to help you. Even if it's your uncle, auntie, and any other person that you have that are interested. That's why we are doing this. We are not just here to talk. We are here to also help you um, um, go to Canada in the right way, and so that you will not spend your money, giving your money to people that doesn't know how this works. So thank you, Maria. And then so the other question is, can I bring my spouse with me if I'm a student as a principal applicant? I think you have answered that, but
Yeah.
maybe you should throw more light on that too.
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned before, right now there is no policy on bringing your spouse. They just said in the coming weeks they're going to announce something. So, if you have your spouse coming as a study permit applicant or an international student, you can just put in your application as as a dependent. Because right now IRCC has not said anything. They just said in the coming weeks there is no specific dates. So it's better to push in the application if you have someone coming as a study permit applicant and you're the spouse or common law partner. It's better to push your application together right now because we don't know what their next announcements will be.
Okay, so aside from spouse, can a student bring in he or her parents to Canada as a dependent?
No. So usually it's either your spouse, common law, or your kids. There's another route for bringing in your parents. You can invite them as a visitor to come visit you while you're already in school or while you're in Canada. Or if you are a Canadian permanent resident or a citizen, you can also bring your parents in on a super visa, or you can also do a parent sponsorship. You can sponsor your parents, but you have to be a permanent resident to be able to sponsor your parents to Canada.
Okay, thank you. So another question is, what other stream can I use to relocate to Canada if I can afford the student pathway?
Okay, so there are so many streams. Like I mentioned, there's the express entry where you can come.
Can you expatiate on those routes?
Okay, so for the express entry route, you can come in as a federal skilled worker. You just have to make sure that you write the English exam, you have the correct proof of funds, and you have to also do an educational credential assessment of your degree. If you have right now, if you have some specific occupation or some specific job, IRCC is also doing draws where you can get invited, especially those in the healthcare field, or if you're in the tech space, you pretty much fit into this. But this is just general information I'm giving. It would depend on the individual now. So yeah, that's another stream you can use to come. There's also nominations they're doing from other provinces as well. So depending on your field, if you're in some specific field, you get nominated in the pool, and then you'll be able to come to Canada as a permanent resident.
Okay, so I have a group of people. How long does it take for Lima to be approved? Like if somebody pays for Lima, how long does it take for him or her to get the sponsorship letter from for from is it IRCC?
Yeah,
How
I
long does how,
so
how long does it take?
So to be very honest, it would depend because there are different processing time for LMI, right?
Yes,
So, or if the employer has done their due diligence in terms of going through the job offer, doing everything, usually the decision for LMI depending on the stream that they're also applying for. So it could take anywhere from for the high wage stream, it could take 54 days, estimated basically from IRCC websites. So it could take that long, and then the work permit is now another stage as well. After getting the LMIA, then the next stage is now applying for the work permits. So work permits usually takes about 3 to 6 months, depending on the stream you get. So that's usually
36 months.
no 3 to 6 months, three to
Okay,
six.
3 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So that is lemma. Somebody asks, what are the common reasons for study permit application refusal?
Hmm. That's a very good question. So, IRCC could bring various reasons for refusal. So, the top reasons that I know are usually common. It's either your proof of funds or you don't have enough ties back home. They don't think you return to your country after your studies. So, proof of funds ties back to the home country, or let's say the reason why you're coming to school, or your maybe your what's it called now, your program is not in line with what you're doing. You don't have a good or a firm study plan or a study route. That's another reason why it could be rejected. But usually I get to see proof of funds. They're not sure you return back to your country because you don't have enough ties back to your home country, or your study plan or your study goal is not in line with what you want to come and do. So you don't have a firm study plan routes. That's another reason why you could get rejected as
Okay, thank you. Because you know why I asked you the LMIA, because I have some group of people that have applied for LMIA for this is like the third month,
well.
and so we are wondering why it's taking long. But now you clarified that it takes up to 3 to 6 months. That's so now we know better. Okay, so another question that I want to ask you is that um, for young people that are here that actually want to go to Canada, or that are just graduating from college,
Mhm.
from university, what are the requirements? What are the things that they need to go to start?
To start, okay. So I also
And
have
how will your company help them to do that?
absolutely. So in the next coming month, in the next coming days or weeks, I am launching a partnership where I would be able to do study permit application. So I have the link up in my bio on Instagram. So it's called an application student intake form. So you can go on there and fill the form, and I will be able to process your application for school, like your school admission basically, and then after that we can then work on your visa. So right now the company that I'm partnered with has access to over 1,500 schools in UK, US, Canada, Australia, and Ireland. So if you want to go to schools in any of those countries, I will be able to process the school admission. Like I said, the link is in my bio. It's called student intake form. So if you fill that form from my Instagram bio, I'll be able to assist you in school admission. And once you get the letter of acceptance or the offer letter, we can then proceed into working with you for your study visa application. But this would only be for Canada. I will only be able to help you for your Canadian application, but I can also help you to get into schools in UK, US, Ireland, and Australia, but I would not be able to process the visa application. Yes, I would just put the chat. So my Instagram handle is marot.immigration. I would just put it in the chat there. So that's my Instagram. So, so usually scholarships to Canada, it's very scholarships to Canada is usually very difficult because Canada doesn't. I'll say for scholarships, if you're looking to get scholarships, you should look into schools in the US because Canada doesn't offer that huge scholarship that some schools in the US would offer you. So the for Canadian scholarships, maybe when you apply to the school and you get the admission, depending on your grade or depending on depending on the school, right? Some schools will just take off, let's say, $1,000 or $500 off the tuition fee. So scholarships for Canada are very little compared to scholarships you get in the States. So it would just depend on the school. Remember a couple years ago when I got into school, I got a scholarship. This was like a $500 or $1,000 off the tuition fee. So Canadian scholarships, unfortunately, are not that huge. So I would say again, if you're looking for scholarships, you should pretty much face United States. They have a lot of scholarships they're able to offer in the US. So I'm not selling the student. Sorry, let me just clarify that. I am not selling the student intake form. So the student intake form, like I said, my company is partnered with an educational agency that we use for study to get admissions to people. Is not a form that you can buy. Let me see if I can even post the link. It's for people looking to get admissions to schools in UK, Canada, US, Ireland, and Australia. So if you're looking to go to school in any of those countries, there's an intake form that I have. It's not for sale, it's free. So all you have to do is just fill the intake form and then I'll work with you in getting the admission. And then once we get the admission, we can then process the visa if it's a Canadian school. If it's not a Canadian school, you have to process the visa by yourself. So let me just see if I can put up the link here. Give me one moment. Uh, mhm. Yes, yes, absolutely. Or the pathways, yeah. Mhm, mhm. Yes, absolutely. So my firm does everything. We do visas, visitors visa, study permits. We also do permanent residence. We do everything basically. The only thing we do not do is refugee. We don't do refugees. So, however, if you have people or have any refugees, I can refer, but we don't do refugee. So I just posted my intake form link on the website. Sorry, on this YouTube channel as well. So if you have anyone that's looking to come to school in any of those countries I mentioned, you can fill the and would work with you as well. So so right now I'm doing a promotion where if you get the admission through me, you get some discount. So usually my firm we charge 1,500, but if you get the admission through me, it would be $1,200. Absolutely. So the only other charges would just be the government fee that they will be paying. Aside that, there's no other charges that they would need to know about. So as of right Yes, so as of right now, it takes 10 weeks for a student visa to be processed. This is estimated from the IRCC's website. It could take longer, it could take less. So I've had situations where we had study permits approved in 1 month. I've had cases where it was approved within 10 to 15 days. So it just depends on how it depends on the application and the IRCC officer as well. So. Mhm. Absolutely. So I am in Ontario, so I usually work with Ontario streams. However, I also look at other streams that I have people who are qualified depending on their um, occupation. So, for instance, Alberta is another good. They have good provincial streams there as well because they just launched some streams. So that's another one I do offer. So it would just depend on the individual's. Background and then we can see where we can put them. But for now, I usually do with Ontario. Okay, I've answered this question before, but there's a lot of requirements. So first of all, you have to have work experience. You have to write the English exam. Either you write the IELTS, or you write the CELPIP. Another thing you have to do if you have a degree from abroad or any other country that's not Canada, you will have to do an educational credential assessment of your degree on West. So it's a whole process, honestly. It's a whole process. And then after that, you would get into the pool. And then right now, the numbers they're calling is really high. So that's why most times I'll suggest you book a consultation with me on my website and we can look directly into your case and see what pathways you can be eligible for. Because Canada has over 100 plus pathways to relocate. So we can look deeply in and see what pathways that would be eligible for you, suited for you to relocate to Canada. So there's a lot of pathways to come as a permanent resident. So that's a very good question because there's a lot of public policies on working with a student visa. So right now, if you got your student visa between October the 8th, 2022 and December 7th, with my knowledge, you can work pretty much off campus and you can work more than 20 hours. But if you didn't get it between those times, I think you still stick with the normal one of working just 20 hours a week. Yeah. Mhm.
and 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 want us to help or want to work with us, please send me a direct DM and we will work with you. So I'm looking forward to we have 6 minutes to close this live stream. Now we are waiting for your questions. So if you have questions or things you want to share with us, let us know now. If not, Maria can share how we can reach her, how we can get to her, where her office is located, and anything she wants to share with us. So Maria, you can share more.
All right.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Emma. Once again, it was very great having me here, and I'm very excited about this live session. So you can reach me on my Instagram page again, like I mentioned, is marot.immigration. Um, my my website, it's www.maritzimmigration.com. You can go on there, book a consultation with me if you would like to talk to me. Follow my Instagram page again, it's Immigration. My Twitter handle as well is the same, Marit Immigration as well. Yeah, so that's how you can reach me. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much. Any more questions? We are waiting for your questions. We are waiting for your questions. Any more questions? Anything you want to know that we have not mentioned here? Let us know. Let me look through my phone and look at the questions. You can also leave your questions after now. If there are questions that you want, you can leave it. We will answer you.
So much. Once again, it's great to have everyone here. Thank you very much. And like I said, you can always connect with me. You can book a consultation with me, follow my Instagram page. I usually post a lot of new updates, immigration updates there as well. So thank you.